This is Where You At, and Where You At starts now.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Welcome to Where You At. Where You At is normally geared towards young adults and teenagers to find out where they're at in their faith. But today we're going to talk about the faith in the family, something that I touched upon last year, but it's going to be a little different this time because we're going to mention a lot of the things that we shouldn't do as parents, and we're going to talk about the role that Joseph and Mary play in the life of the teenager. This year is the year of Joseph, and this year is something very unique. Is that a lot of times when it comes to the church, we talk more about Mary, and her sacrifice, and how she is the mother of Jesus. Which us fathers, as Joseph, Joseph was a role model, or is a role model to me, because he sacrificed so much and he protected his family. And that is the role that we as fathers have to do. We have to protect our family. We have to help with your wife, just like he had with Mary, in teaching Jesus about God, about life, and a trade. Jesus was a carpenter. So, and that's why it's very special for me that we talk about today the importance of family and the importance of your role in the family. The father's role, just like Joseph was there to show him, to be an example of how a man should be as a husband and as a father. Listen to the child, listen to Jesus, just like we have to listen to our kids when our kids have issues and problems, whether in school or in life, period. A mother's role is also to be there, and to be there with your husband. It's never one talking without the other, or it's never one deciding without the other. It was I know a lot of kids that would go, let me ask mommy something. Mommy says no, I'll go ask daddy, and daddy will always say yes. So as a family, as a husband and wife, you have to work together in teaching your children. One of the, unfortunately, some of the bad things that we teach our kids our habits. We teach our kids, the good things about us, yes. We teach our kids about our faith. If they see you go to church, if they see that you work hard, they see that you provide for your family, yes, those are good things. But a lot of times we teach our kids also the wrong things. I'm going to give you an example of something happened to me over this past weekend. I took my daughter with my family. We had a family road trip to take my daughter back to college. And we made a little stop at a McDonald's. I don't know whether it was in Pennsylvania or in part of New York. But while we were sitting in the car getting the seatbelt off, getting ready to go in to have dinner because we were hungry and it was a long drive. And I looked over my shoulder at another car, and there was a person staring. And wasn't a good stare. Then the husband came out of the car and gave another look, a weird look. Then, they went into the McDonald's and we got ready. My wife and my daughter went into the bathroom. And the second we walked in to the McDonald's, we must have looked strange to the people. And the father and mother was yelling at the girls, come here. And then the father said, you don't have to be close to us when those people are around. And that was those people. And then it hit me. He might as well has said the N-word. And it hit me hard, and I was very upset. I was very upset. We ordered our food, we got our food, we left, and we ate in the car. And I told my family what just happened. And it got me very upset. And I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. And it was sad. And it was sad because those parents were teaching their kids to be racist. When judging another. Yes, we were Latin and we walked in with our mask. But we wasn't going to rob or do anything wrong. We were just trying to get food. And I got mad, and I am driving back, and I said, you know what? I pray for those kids to break the cycle. And I pray for those parents on teaching their children the right way, the Christ way, love. And that happens a lot. And I know that's the way of the world now. But at that moment, all I could say was, wow, I pray for those kids. They could break the cycle. And it's not impossible to break the cycle. If you are a person that drinks heavily, you could teach your kids not to. My father was a person who drank a lot. Not only drank, he used drugs. But I saw this as an example of what not to do in my life, and I said, I will never use drugs. And I haven't. I am not a drug addict. He was, but I broke that cycle. Just like those two girls could break the cycle of racism that their family is teaching them. And again, I was very upset. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this now. To get it out there, to get you to realize that whatever you do, you're showing your kids, especially if they're young. If you curse and curse and curse and curse, eventually your kids will curse. If you're the type that drinks and drinks and drinks and use drugs and smoke cigarettes, and you are going to, teach that to your kids. I was one that I smoked for almost 10 years. My mother did it, my brothers did it, my sister did it, everyone did it. So I wound up doing that. But I broke the cycle. I quit 24 years ago. And I am healthier because of it. And that's what your children have to do. If we teach them something bad, they have to break the cycle and know that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to shoot myself up with drugs. I'm not going to drink so much that I'm passing out at a family function, at a baptism. And this is where, you as parents have to realize your kids are watching you. They can see you. They can see all the things you're doing. When those kids are young, they look at you and they say, hey, oh yeah, Dad is drinking. Dad, maybe I could start. And they started when they're young. So this Where You At is where you at when teaching your kids the right way. And again, I want to pray for that family. Maybe they were scared. Maybe they've never seen a person of color before. But I pray that those kids can break the cycle. And we have to always remember, God is love. And if we're made in God's image, we have love in us. We have to break the cycle. We have to break the cycle of racism. We have to break the cycle of everything that's bad in this world that we learned from our parents or that we're learning from the world. And I pray for you and pray for all of your kids. And also, families, we get to be the example in the good way for our families. One of which, how we can do that, is not only just making our kids go to church or go to church with your mother, go as a family to church. Go together. Receive communion as a family. That is being the best teacher right there of the faith. Yes, in the youth ministry, my job is to help and teach your youth, your kids about God. But it starts with you. It starts with you. And being that example of especially the men. I know that, women are the ones that are always in church, but I'm calling you men out. You are the priest of the domestic church. You are the head of the family. If your children see you on Sundays, and if you bring them on Sundays, they're going to do as well when they have kids. Thank God I didn't have that. Thank God I overcame that, because I didn't have that as a child, having my father take me to church. But for some reason, God called me and I accepted. But men, I'm calling you out. Take your families to church. Go to Mass together. And you'll see the difference it makes in the family. God bless you. And remember where you at.